So this Raw was pretty similar to everything we've been watching for the last few weeks, but we did get some highlights. Somebody turning heel, Bayley got a new gimmick, and John Cena said this.
Brock Lesnar, no doubt, is controversial.
And people, I think it's important to address the controversy. And the rumors are true. A spoiled batch of milk was sent to the stores from Brock Lesnar's farm. Lots of people with tummy problems. But people, I say it's been extremely exaggerated, blown out of proportion. 5 ways to use expired milk. Creating natural fertilizer. Conditioning leather. I think so far you're just winning. Homemade yogurt, people. You can make yogurt. Making cheese. You bought milk and you got some cheese. Lesnar's cheese. And marinating meat. So people, you just bought a spoiled, some would say, batch of Brock Lesnar's milk, but you can take advantage and use it on your meat. I don't know what to tell you, man. Hashtag support farmers. Now, this show kicks off with the Usos arriving to the arena. Out of nowhere, LA Knight appears and shoves Jay. We almost got a brawl, and Adam Pearce rushes in with WWE officials to stop it. He says, "I want you to meet me in my office later." Now, we, as someone who, are aware of the size, the sheer size of Adam Pearce's Coco Jumbo and his balls, most importantly, we know the officials were just for show. They were just for show. Adam Pearce could kick the shit out of everybody he wants. But it pretty much set the stage for what's gonna happen during this episode. This is a big rivalry that I don't feel like is super exciting, but it could end up being pretty good if somebody is gonna turn heel. But then we see the never seen 17, John Cena. It's special to be in Springfield. When I was a kid, I remember I was shocked that Springfield is real because, we Lithuanians grew up with The Simpsons. He jokes about his football days and says, "Springfield prepared me for the WWE," so he thanks the crowd, and he kept the never seen 17 introduction for the people. He talks about his match against Brock Lesnar at WrestlePalooza, calls Lesnar intimidating, damn near invincible, and sure controversial. Crowd starts chanting "F you, Lesnar." Cena says, "Nah, Netflix." They're saying "talk to Lesnar." Was that a reference? Was that a reference to Brock Lesnar controversy? That would be kinda weird if WWE actually wrote that to the script. I'm not gonna be the one who's gonna bitch and complain about it because at the end of the day it adds some realism, I guess. My problems are elsewhere. He says he could have easily said no, but the last real champion isn't about belts or main events. It's about hustle, loyalty, and respect, and never backing down. He admits he's afraid of Lesnar, but says, "I'll never quit. We will take the fight to the Beast." He hypes up the match as Beast versus last real champion, 2 generational titans. If you want some, come get some. John Cena is just great on the microphone. There's not that much to complain about, except for the whole point of this storyline. Lesnar didn't explain why he picked John Cena. John Cena didn't explain why could he possibly have been attacked by Brock Lesnar. I don't know. The only explanation I have is that John Cena bought the milk and got the tummy problems. I don't need much. It's wrestling. Most of it doesn't make sense, but can you please just tell me why Brock Lesnar picked John Cena? I'm very excited about the match. The reason wouldn't even change much about it, but at the end of the day, it does just kinda scream laziness. And it's so easy to book. Just make Brock Lesnar say, and that is the least you could do, "I'm gonna end this retirement tour right now." And that's all you really needed to do. Backstage, Adam Pearce is with Jey Uso and LA Knight. They're still arguing. LA Knight says he wants a piece of Braun and Bronson. Pearce tells him, "You're not gonna do this alone." So LA Knight has to find a partner, and he tells Jay it's gonna be Jimmy Uso. But it's not quite simple. Even though they did get along and Jimmy Uso was, kinda helping out LA Knight, Jay is his brother and Jay doesn't really get along with LA Knight. So Jimmy Uso declines the offer respectfully. And then Jay Uso tells him, "Man, you can't tag with LA Knight, this is a mistake." But Jimmy was offended. He says, "I don't see you wearing the Ulafala." So he walks up to LA Knight and accepts the match. He was kinda offended that his little brother, who's younger by probably a couple of minutes, told him, "You can't do that." "What do you mean I can't do that? You're not the boss of me. I've been listening to Roman Reigns for such a long time. I don't see you wearing the Ulafala. Who the fuck are you? You don't tell me what to do." And people, this is getting repetitive, very repetitive. But at the end of the day, if there's some kind of a goal to reach, if something is going to happen out of it, I'm all for it. You know, Jimmy, Jay, we don't need another match. You know, I think we're good. But again, now when I think about it, do I really want to see LA Knight as a heel? I don't think it makes much sense. Then we got Lyra versus Roxanne, some typical Monday Night Raw stuff. The match was pretty cool. Lyra won the match and got attacked by Raquel. But then we got the return of Bayley with a new gimmick. So, you know, we got that save and she just starts hugging everybody. If I could give Bayley the advice, I would not necessarily hug the fans because you've seen the pictures, you know. They can be creepy. You've seen these moments of wrestlers touching ours. But it seems like the gimmick is basically, she's crazy. She's hugging everybody, which is, you know, a reference to her previous gimmick, but it's a little bit different because backstage we hear Bayley screaming, talking with someone, but there's no one in the room. I think she hears voices. Only Randy Orton can relate. Bayley thanks Lyra for showing her that idiots still exist. She tells her that Bayley never told her to come in the locker room. She could have been changing. So she's just absolutely nuts, people. I'm interested, I guess. You know, this could be pretty cool. One problem though, one problem. I don't think the theme song was different. They're still using that shit. Change it. Change it. Adam Pearce is backstage with Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer. Pearce makes their match official. Both women show respect and shake hands. The Kabuki Warriors walk in. Stephanie gets in Asuka's face, telling her to back off. Asuka fires back, saying Stephanie will face Kairi Sane tonight. Kairi looks surprised. Stephanie demands Pearce to make it official and confirms the match. Then we jump into Penta versus Kofi Kingston. Pretty okay match, I guess, in which Penta wins the match. Kind of fillerish in a way. I know I'm not necessarily using that word correctly right here, but that's because of my limited English, people. Now, I do like Penta like everybody else. My problem is that everything he's involved in on Raw is exactly just that. He's just there. He's gonna give you a cool match, great performance, but he's always just kinda there. And you could say that about a lot of talent. We see Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. I love the entrance. It's Monday Night Rollins. Introduces Becky Lynch with a big list of accolades. Fans chant AJ Lee. We see two cocky heels and light it up hits. It's AJ Lee and CM Punk, huge ovation. Punk calls Seth and Becky goofs and mocks them as a couple who can't get on the same page. Seth calls Punk selfish and fans chant shut the F up. Seth gives Punk credit, saying AJ is his best decision. Fans are chanting no one likes you, and Rollins makes it clear, I'm a World Heavyweight Champion. AJ fires back that Seth once used Becky as a human shield. Becky questions AJ's neck injury and calls her return irresponsible. AJ admits it. I'm unpredictable. I don't even know if I can take that bump. It's been over 10 years. Seth Rollins says Punk always walks away when things get tough, so he'll probably leave you too. AJ slaps Seth Rollins in the face, and we got this pretty cool segment, and of course the same story continues. They're not gonna put their hands on the women, and I love this shot of Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch just kissing like an evil couple. Pretty good stuff, pretty good stuff. My problem was that this segment was pretty long and I don't feel like it achieved much. Does it matter? I don't know. It was still pretty exciting seeing AJ Lee, CM Punk, all of these people in the ring at the same time. I'm excited about the match. I'm sure some of you will say, well, CM Punk should just hit Becky Lynch. Like I've said before, I don't feel like it fits their character. I feel like in a way that would be weird Unless we see that in the match itself, where Seth Rollins, for the sake of just winning the match, does something to AJ Lee. I honestly feel like that is a big possibility. It's not gonna be planned, but he's like, I have this opportunity right now. She's almost done, might as well curb stomp her. We got El Grande versus Dragon Lee. So in this match, we saw multiple El Grandes. We saw AJ Styles. So, you know, El Grande still won the match. I don't really want to see AJ in this rivalry necessarily, knowing the fact that he's not going to be in the WWE for that much longer. And also, wasn't this AJ off-script promo supposed to lead to something? Hopefully. We'll see. I feel like El Grande was a bit more special when it was one El Grande. I think WWE kind of made it a bit goofy. We got Stephanie Vaquer versus Kairi Sane. Another decent match on the show. Stephanie Vaquer wins. Asuka was about to fight Vaquer. Io comes out to stop it from happening. And honestly, I don't really talk Japanese. Pretty clear though, the friendship is over. So this whole story is fine, I guess. But it kind of reminds me of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, where they keep building it for almost, well, years. And we don't get the payoff. Like, we kind of get it at this point. You can pull the trigger. Yes, we know what this is leading to. Io Sky is gonna get betrayed. Just do it. We get it. Finn asks Dominic what's going on with El Grande. Dominic says, well, maybe El Grande just respects me. Finn Balor basically doesn't appreciate Dominic Mysterio being in the Judgment Inn, also, hanging out with these luchadors. And then Rusev steps in and tells Dominic he's the next Intercontinental Champion. I don't really hate that. Rusev, Sheamus, AJ Styles. There's a lot of talent actually that could make this Intercontinental Championship title scene a little bit more exciting. I love Dominic, one of the best heels in the company. So entertaining, so talented. But he did shit with this championship, and that's kind of unfortunate. The only good thing I remember about this title reign so far, at least maybe it's gonna change, is that match against AJ Styles at SummerSlam, wasn't it? Finally, we got LA Knight and Jimmy versus the Bronze. So the story was LA Knight and Jimmy Uso working together. I gotta say, yes, it's kinda a different variation of the match we've seen for the last 59 weeks, so wasn't necessarily exciting. When it comes to what happened in the ring, sure, we got a lot of cool ass spots, and Braun Breaker is just on a whole different level. They took out LA Knight and pinned Jimmy Uso to win the match. The attack continues, and Jey Uso decided to help. Eventually, they cleared the ring, and LA Knight was standing with a steel chair, about to hit Jey Uso. Jey instead offers a handshake, but LA Knight attacks him instead. Oh my god, is that a heel turn? Absolutely not. Last week, or was it a week before that, Jey Uso attacked LA Knight, and LA Knight got his revenge. It's basically that. Maybe this rivalry is going to continue, or maybe it's gonna be like, fair enough. Yeah, I did that too. You got your payback. Can we focus on the bronze? But here's a question for you in the comments below. Do you feel like turning LA Knight heel is a good idea? Obviously, it could do wonders for his career. But should we turn somebody heel who's still so over with the fans? Does that make any sense to you? Obviously, there is this possibility of LA Knight eventually even joining Seth Rollins. What is that gonna do? Seth Rollins is the world champion. And the payoff should be LA Knight eventually someday winning the championship. When I'm watching these kind of storylines playing out, I'm always like, I get it, it's repetitive, I'll let you cook, but I hope there's some kind of a payoff. People, that was your episode of Monday Night Raw. Some cool stuff, but again, nothing really that we haven't seen before. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.